It's okay, no problem. You cannot use, no problem.
Yeah.
Maybe you can off
How
the
to
problem because we cannot see your face.
how to turn it off?
Okay, but now it can. If you closer, it's okay. But if you far, now it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how to turn off the background? Yeah, because
Okay, you can go into the setting.
meeting information setting. Where are the settings?
To your account, Zoom account.
Yeah.
And then setting and virtual background, you can just uncheck.
Choose virtual background. Okay.
But
None. None. Okay, it's a bit better. Okay, it's better, I think.
Okay.
Do you hear me loud, and everything is okay?
Okay, that's good. Okay, I already introduced about you, just a little introduce, so you can introduce by yourself and
Okay.
just directly going to your presentation.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
now it's your time, Michal. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will go to the beginning of the presentation. Hope you can see it. I hope you can see it. Thank you very much for invitation. Thank you very much for opportunity to give this lecture about inspiratory muscles training. Thank you very much for having me today. Yeah, I will try to shortly introduce the concept of inspiratory muscle training and its impact on the performance in high performance athletes. About me, I know that you heard a few words about me, about my education. I am exercise physiologist since 2012 in Institute of Sport, National Research Institute in Poland, in Warsaw, exactly. I am coach developer, graduated in Tokyo in 2018 in Nippon Sports Science University. Also, I give some lectures about coach development in coach development courses, and I am a lecturer in University of Rehabilitation in Warsaw, Poland. That's my short background about my current job opportunities, but I have also master degree in sports sciences. I have bachelor in physiotherapy, and coach as a canoe coach, especially in Paralympic sports since 2006. And in years 2013 to 2018, I was a head coach of Polish para canoe team, and we gained 2 medals in Rio and about 30 medals in that period in the World Championships and European Championships. About my sport background, because you heard I'm a canoe coach. So I was a paddler for 18 years about. So yeah, I was a high performance athlete. Also took a part in European Championships and on national level as well. That led me to exercise physiology, where I'm conducting some endurance tests and sport performance tests, anaerobic, aerobic capacity. So that's all is in my daily duty. Also, I'm involved in Paralympic sport when I'm advisor for Ministry of Sport in Poland, in high performance sports to give some opinion about programs for preparation for Olympic, Paralympic, and World and European Championships. Graduated in Nippon Sports Science University as a coach developer. Then it led me to Rio. That was the effect that where I meet Professor Sri Sumartiningsih in Nijisa in Kanoya. Yeah, so yeah, that's why I'm here. So yeah, thank you very much. And that was opportunity to meet each other and now to have this nice cooperation and to give you to share with you some ideas and some knowledge about high performance sport and about support high performance athletes in their road to main events. Also, last year I had an opportunity to do internship as a coach educator and sports physiologist in UCI headquarters in Egel in Switzerland, but also had the opportunity to be in India to give some coach development course for level 1 and level 2 coaches in cycling. But I'm still working with canoeing, and that's where my love for sport is. Yeah, so if you have any questions about canoeing, cycling, yeah, we can talk about it. And yeah, about my research interest. I don't know if you see my screen.
No, we cannot
Yeah,
see the screen.
because I don't see my screen, so I don't know what is going on. But okay.
Me too. Cannot see your screen.
Yeah, we've been somewhere on this. Yeah, about research interest. So if you have any question or if you have any ideas in cooperation in aerobic and anaerobic capacity in athletes, all disciplines that you made, but I'm most interested in cycling and canoeing, also maybe in rowing, because it's familiar to me. But yeah, we can share some ideas. We can discuss about some ideas to do some cooperation to do their research together. About cardiovascular indicators of aerobic capacity in endurance athletes, yeah, that my thesis are in cycling. So yeah, I'm just familiar with that. Restricted blood flow. It's something new that we are doing in our institute. So KATSU method, Japanese method to support rehabilitation, to support athletes with restricted blood flow training. Inspiratory muscle training, that's what we will talk about today. Total hemoglobin mass is a predictor of aerobic capacity endurance sports. It's nice topic how to measure how much hemoglobin do we have in our body and how efficient is our blood and circulatory system to deliver oxygen to working muscles. And physiological profiles of disabled athletes, because I was a head coach and I am very familiar with the topic, and it's very interesting to give some outcomes to our high performance athletes in Paralympic sports in preparation to Paralympic Games. Maybe not 2020 because it's postponed this year, but for next year and for the evaluation. I would like to ask you if you ever used Mentimeter, because I would like to have some interaction with you. So if you can go to www.menti.com and put that code inside, and then I would like to ask you who is on the lecture, because yeah, it's interesting. It's almost over 200 participants. So I would like to know, yeah, where are you? Who are you? And yeah, who is today? So if you go to the www.menti.com, okay, and put that password 289642, and please choose and submit for science. Submit. Is it working? Is it working? Someone else is there. It's my vote. And put the number. There will be 2 or 3 more questions afterwards to just have some interaction with you as a listener to that lecture. Okay, so we have now from these 200 participants. Oh yeah, it's going. It's very nice to see that we have some students, we have researchers, we had some coaches. Maybe some professors. Okay, we'll check it. We'll check it later how much of you are there. But now we are going back to our slideshow, because yeah, that was one question: who are on the lecture and who I'm talking to. So just for quick reminder about respiratory physiology, about some anatomy of respiratory physiology, because you probably are all familiar with. So we have upper respiratory system, and then we have lower respiratory system, just lungs, ribs, and so on, where the exchange of air is done, where the oxygen is taken from the air, and it's taken to the blood and delivered further to the working muscles. So just exchange of the CO2 and O2 is made in the bronchiole and capillaries. But what is most important for me, that here we have main inspiratory muscle, diaphragm, and which we will work in. Which inspiratory muscles do you know? Yeah, that could be a question if you are together in the one class. But what is necessary? We have principal and accessory muscles. If we talk about expiration muscles, so this passive act of breathing. So for active expiration, intercostals, abdominal muscles, and quadratus lumboris. But for today's lecture, we will focus on the inspiratory ones. So principal, intercostal, external, the main one, which is used for active inspiration, and diaphragm. So these two muscles are mainly responsible for active inspiration, and these ones are trained in the inspiratory muscles training, because as you know, yeah, we are why inspiratory muscle training is significant and important in sport, and in which groups. So that is next question for you. Okay. we have some answers, we have some students. So I would like to ask you for next questions. Just give me some ideas why inspiratory muscle training is important in sport or rehabilitation or in medicine or in any kind act of human movement. So give me some ideas why inspiratory muscle training is important. There are no wrong questions. We can discuss all points. So if you have any ideas. Short answer. You can write in Indonesian so someone can translate it.
Oh. Okay. Important sport. So you asked me to help. Okay. Beliau bertanya mengapa otot inspiratory muscle itu sangat penting untuk berolahraga dan juga sangat penting saat kita melakukan rehabilitasi. Mungkin ada yang mau jawab? Silahkan.
Yeah, if they have any idea, any ideas. Okay. We have one question. So, yeah, the sport of or rehabilitation. Yes. Okay, so we are going back to our presentation. So why inspiratory muscle training is significant in sport, significant in training, significant in rehabilitation, and which groups of sport patients they could be most important. Why it is so important? Because in slowly breathing in general life, we breathe 12 times per minute, 12 times per minute. In extensive breathing during the exercise, during the competition, during other act of living, we can breathe 60, 70 times per minute. So if we count how many times per day we are using our muscles, they are used to do this act of breathing, it will be in thousands, and in extensive activity, yeah, even five, 6 times more during the day. So you can imagine that you are doing some exercise in the gym. So you need to do 70 repetitions of push-ups or sit-ups or squats. So your muscles are burning. So you need some amount of strength to do that exercise without fatigue. So if you can imagine that we can support our intracostal muscles, our diaphragm, by weight training. If we compare that to the gym, weight training to increase the strength of our muscles, so they will be working more efficient, and they will be less fatigue during daily living, but also during exercise. Because if they are working extensively, they are consuming also oxygen, which is used for any other muscles that we are using in the during the drills, during the competition. So we need to support also this group of muscle, and weight of that is quite high. And if it will be more efficient, so it will support our performance, not decrease it after hours. Fatigue. So few research about fatigue of exercise muscle. What caused the fatigue? Why? How much fatigue they are? So if you see that there were a study of the effect of exercise on inspiratory muscles, muscles strength, we see that after 20 minutes of running, the decrease were not so much after on the intensity of 75% of maximal oxygen uptake. So maybe 2-3% of power of the muscle. But during the cycling with the same intensity, significant inspiratory muscle fatigue, it was about 5%. So if we decrease our performance about 5%, so if you're talking about 1,000-meter run, about 3 minutes in general, 5% from that, it will be additional 10 seconds to the time. So because the fatigue of inspiratory muscles, when 20-minute cycling was followed by 20-minute running, the magnitude of fatigue was the same as for just 20 minutes of cycling. So we see that cycling is cause more fatigue for our inspiratory muscles because of the position on the bike. In running, we are in the vertical, in the position that the diaphragm can work without fatigue. But in cycling, if we are bent to the front, the diaphragm work in other position and they cause fatigue, and it can cause the decrease in performance. So that's the scheme, how it works. So resistance inspiration cause fatigue and cause the increase in metabolites of our body, increase afferent phrenic discharge. So in the it causes some effect of sympathetic, this is a vasoconstriction, O2 transport is decreased, and fatigue of the peripheral muscle. So that's how it was. Breathing mechanism. We have the second topic that is connected with inspiratory muscle. So the mechanism of breathing, active phase and passive phase. If we looking on the top row, inspiration, diaphragm action and rib action. So diaphragm is pulling down to increase pressure in the chest, and the ribs are pulling up to increase the volume of the chest, to increase this pressure. So that's how it works. That's when our inspiratory muscles are used to increase pressure to support exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in our lungs. Expiration is rather a passive phase where the breath is. So let's go to inspiratory muscle training. I will talk quickly about equipment, about training protocols, and then about some research that we were done in our laboratory. So equipment, just easy equipment used in different areas. For training, just at home, in any case, you can use just slow device with control resistance, because that it is harder to take to inspire the take a breath during this device. Different kind of devices used in hospitals, just easy ones to use at home or in hospitals and in other devices, and the new ones which do some measurement before the training and can adjust resistance to current state of your current fatigue of your muscle before the training. So after few maneuvers, it can measure what kind of resistance do you need. Training protocol, very easy to conduct. If we are talking about increase of power, increase of strength of inspiratory muscles, it's 2 times a day, 30 repetitions. So together it's about 10 minutes of training. So you can adjust it to every athlete. Every professional athlete also will find 10 minutes time to conduct that training of inspiratory muscle training, and can have additional benefits from performing that kind of training. And second type of training, endurance, once a day for 5 minutes, so lower resistance, but it gives an opportunity to to increase endurance of our inspiratory muscles. Just easy maneuvers. It's a bad picture because it should have some clip of the nose to don't support the breathing. Yeah, you can do it in water. You can do it during the exercise. You can do it in hospital. Just to. I have a short video about inspiratory muscle training. Hope it is that. Okay. I would like to show you the short video. Sorry for that. One what I'd like to say, I'm not a seller of Power Brief, but we were using that for research. That's why sorry, one question. Do you see the video? Can you see the video?
No.
Can you see the video?
No.
No. Okay. Nusha, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe now. Okay. So just short.
Yeah. Power breath.
Now it's okay? You can see?
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay.
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 SpO2 and oxygen. So they training use that tool.
What?
Okay. No problem. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go back to our presentation. So as you could see, it's an easy to use equipment which can help to increase strength of inspiratory muscles. It can be used also during the general training, general preparation, during conditioning as an additional impact on our muscles. And we did three research about inspiratory muscles, inspiratory muscle training, and specific inspiratory muscle training warm-up in winter endurance athletes. Second research was effects of 11-week inspiratory muscle training in elite Polish rowers. And third research was effects of endurance training on the functional status of the respiratory muscles in healthy men. So first two research were done on the high performance athletes preparing for Olympic Games in rowing. So how it was done? So that's how the measurement of inspiratory muscles power or strength is done. So we are measure pressure, inspiratory pressure, maximal inspiratory pressure during the maneuver. So on the first slide, how it works. So just clip the nose. You have and you do the.
Novangi, tolong di mute ya. Okay, Michal, you can.
Yeah.
Continue. Because.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you can continue.
Everything is okay.
Tolong di mute ya. Novangi, yeah, okay. Okay, now it's clear. You can continue your presentation.
But you see my presentation, yes?
Yeah, I see your presentation, but I hear some voice, noisy voice. So.
Okay, no problem. So first of all, we need to check what is the strength of the muscle. We are measure the inspiratory pressure, maximal inspiratory pressure by doing 10 breaths as deep as you can. You inspire as deep as you can, as fast as you can. And then on the chart, you can have your maximal inspiratory pressure. So it's a score. What you can have, and then we can conduct the study with additional support of inspiratory muscle trainer in our case it was Power Brief, but there are other ones you can use. Yeah, some other parameters, but mostly we are focused on maximal inspiratory pressure of our athletes. So that was the first measurement which were done. So we had 33 female students and 45 athletes, and in male group 76 students and 80 athletes. So at the beginning we saw that that athletes have higher maximal pressure and higher strength of inspiratory muscles, as well as female and male students as well. So we have done some norms, some reference values for our athletes on the basis of these groups. So that what should athletes have to have average strength of inspiratory muscles. Above that, yeah, they were on a high level of that measurement. We then also some tests in winter athletes, so cross-country skiing, speed skating, biathlon, and as you see, it's similar to previous slides, about 110 centimeters of H2O pressure in women and about 140 in men, but exception was in biathletes, where the men group have very, very low strength of inspiratory muscles. On the second study, we did experiment where 15 elite Polish rowers who were preparing for Olympic Games were divided into two groups, an experimental group and in control group, and we did 11 weeks of inspiratory muscle training. So the experimental group did inspiratory muscles training under supervised condition. 30 breaths were done with a resistance of 60% of maximal pressure using this device that you saw on a movie. It took about 10 minutes a day, but they were still doing the general training, general preparation on the rowing boats, in the gym, or running, and every other kind of activity that they have in their plan, supported by 10 minutes inspiratory muscle training. And the control group did the same training, but without inspiratory muscle training. It was conducted under supervised conditions, so athletes have seen on the screen how they perform, how much do they need to do the pressure, how much resistance do they need to apply, and that was supervised by 11 weeks. If we see the results, maximal pressure in the experimental group increased about 30 to 34% in mean, but all athletes have improved in inspiratory muscle strength about 20 to 75%. So it was very effective kind of training that was conducted on the high performance athletes. So we need to know that that was the athletes that they were preparing for Olympic Games, so on the highest level of performance. So still it was possible to increase the power of inspiratory muscle trainings about 35%. And in the control group, which done same kind of training, but without inspiratory muscle training, the inspiratory pressure increased only 4%. So it's like a statistic error of the measurement. So we see that we clearly can see that inspiratory muscle training, even in high performance athletes, can give us some good results and can support the performance of athletes. That's how it looked in time. So at the beginning, circle, it's inspiratory training muscle group. Here is a control group. So after 6 weeks, inspiratory muscle training group increased a lot and still increased until 11th week. In comparison to control group, where this increase wasn't so high in comparison to inspiratory muscle training. But what's interesting is that even 3.5 months after end of the training, the inspiratory muscle pressure power was still higher in experimental group. So that's what are the results and conclusion of the study, that all athletes achieve improvement, and after general training, it's recommended after 2.5, 3 months, recommended to use lower intensity to sustain effects of inspiratory muscle training. That study that we've done, that were 13 healthy, untrained male students of physical education. They were designed 8-week endurance training on the rowing ergometer and no inspiratory muscle training. So the goal of the study was to check if the endurance training will increase the inspiratory muscle strength without additional support of inspiratory muscle training devices. So, well, so students perform incremental tests on the rowing ergometer with the measurement of all gas exchange, of VO2 max, and other breathing indices who can have impact on performance. And what was the results? So inspiratory muscle pressure increased, but not statistically significant. Time of inspiration also decreased. Active phase time increased, and passive time of breathing increased. So that was the result. Sorry for Polish. It's an indicator before training and after training. So we observe that after training, after 8 weeks of training, the time to exertion increased significantly. The work done in the study increased significantly, and VO2 max also increased significantly in the study group. So, but inspiratory pressure doesn't increase significantly after 8 weeks. So, what can we assume, or what can we conclude from this study? That 8 weeks inspiratory training, 8-week endurance training program on aerobic ergometers caused that the large group of muscles were stimulated during that training, but it wasn't sufficient training to strengthen the inspiratory muscle to improve nutrient healthy men. So what can we observe from these 3 studies? First of all, our high performance athletes can benefit from inspiratory muscles training by achieving higher inspiratory pressure, so less fatigue in inspiratory muscles. Secondly, the endurance training didn't give us additional support in inspiratory muscle strength, so it wasn't enough stimulation for the inspiratory muscles, the endurance training, to increase their strength. And yeah, thirdly, the training of inspiratory muscles can be a support for all group of athletes, patients, to decrease fatigue of that muscles and to support breathing efficiently. So what can I see? What kind of research topics can be made from the inspiratory muscle? So for palliative medicine, that was what I discussed with my colleagues from University of Rehabilitation, that in palliative medicine, there are a lot of problems with respiratory system, with properly respiratory. So one topic is different methods of breathing drills. So we can use supported breathing by physiotherapists. We can use inspiratory muscle training, or we can use general breathing exercises and check if there will be different outcomes of our experiment. In sport, maybe inspiratory muscles training with altitude training, with humid training, with other condition training to check if it will support increase in performance. In disease prevention, maybe inspiratory training compare with physical training or together with physical training in asthma patients or in allergy patients who have problem with breathing. In rehabilitation, maybe to cure or to support rehabilitation process in person with lung cancer, after lung removal or after some accidents connected with the chest or abdominals, so which will decrease the work of inspiratory muscles. Just at the end, before the questions, if you have any others, so please write in your notes, because it will maybe stay longer if it will be written. In your opinion, what was the most interesting and what can you use in the future from that short lecture? What maybe should I research more? What topic should I choose and research more to give me some new ideas for research, new ideas for work, new ideas for support my athletes? And what was the most challenging for me, what I didn't understood, what I would like to understand, but it was too difficult to me, and yeah, maybe I need to work on that later. So just thank you very much for attendance. Thank you for having me. If you have any questions, we can now just work on that. and yeah, sorry for just some problems with connections, some problems with devices, but yeah, I'm not used to yet to do that online. So yeah, if you have any question, please.
Okay, thank you, Michal. This very interesting topic about inspiratory muscle training. In here, maybe Indonesia, we don't have the power of breath, not yet. So maybe you can share about that. And now it's time to question and answer. And all participants can asking directly, right?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. Please, you can asking the participant. Hello. Monggo, Bapak Ibu, saudara-saudara yang mau bertanya, dipersilahkan bisa langsung, bisa angkat tangan atau bisa langsung bicara untuk menyampaikan atau chat dulu, nulis chat siapa yang di situ akan bertanya bisa disampaikan. Nanti saya akan untuk bertanya. Monggo. Henry Juniawan mau bertanya? Oke. David Sinaga. Oke, silahkan David Sinaga. David, now is your time. David Sinaga, you can ask now.
Sorry.
Okay, David.
Can be given.
Given.
Ya. David, silakan.
Sabar.
In what age inspiratory muscles training can be given? Yeah, it's not very exhaustive exercise. So only one difficulty can be to do it properly. So for young children, it can be a problem to do the maneuver properly. So just learn how to do it. But in any range of age, you can give additional inspiratory muscle training. It can support athletes. It can support older people to increase the inspiratory muscle training and decrease the or help with breathing. And yeah, the power or strength of the muscles will be beneficial for all follower groups. And if you have seen, there is some regulation of the resistance. So you can use different resistance for different age groups, different patients. So it's individually adjusted for the person who are using the device. And yeah, it is beneficial for all groups. So there are no limitation of age, only to learn how to use it properly, how to do the maneuvers properly, and then you can use it in all groups.
Okay. Is it okay, David? And then Andy Nova, it's your time.
All right. Hello, good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. And in this occasion, I would like to ask you regard to the, can you show us some research how to improve the, can you give us some method to improve the inspiratory muscle training? I think that's all.
So as hope you have seen during the presentation, so the device that is on the market, yeah, give some possibility to adjust resistance, but the two most common methods to improve inspiratory muscles strength and endurance. So there are two methods. First is strength. So 2 times a day, 30 maneuvers, 30 breaths 2 times a day with pressure, which is about 60% of maximal inspiratory pressure. So you need to adjust the device and then you can use it with 60% of your maximal inspiratory pressure. And the second one is endurance training, when you breathe for 5 to 10 minutes a day with that device with resistance of 30% of maximal inspiratory pressure. So that's how it's conducted. That's what the research say. That's mostly used in research, and yeah, in our research showed that power training gives some good results even in high performance athletes.
Okay.
So to recap, 2 times a day, 30 breaths with 60% of maximal resistance, and or 5 to 10 minutes a day breathing with 30% of maximal inspiratory pressure resistance.
Okay. Is it okay, Andy? Now is Ade Bagus Pratama. It's your time to asking. Ade Bagus.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Hi.
I'd like to ask about how can, the mechanism, the inspiratory muscle training can influence on the big muscle, for the power or endurance in the big muscle. It's like the term of physiological that I still don't understand about that.
Okay.
And the second question is, you inform us about use spirit to kind of exercise for power and endurance with twice a day for 30 repetition for power and endurance, low intensity for 5 minutes. My question is about the suggested resistance for power and the endurance training also, because some papers show 50% and until 60% of maximal pressure. So what is the sufficient pressure for to kind of exercise training? Thank you.
Okay. So maybe I will start from the second question because I just have it in mind. So as I told you that in our study, we used 60% of maximal inspiratory pressure. That was the resistance at the beginning of the experiment, and it was sufficient to increase strength in endurance athletes preparing for Olympic Games. But you need to have in mind that it should be adjusted after 2-3 weeks. Check once again what is maximal inspiratory pressure and adjust the resistance to current state of the power of our inspiratory muscles. So 60% is enough to increase power in our muscles. And endurance training, it's about 30-40% of 30-40% of maximal inspiratory pressure that we can measure at the beginning. And also, we need to check it during the training. So 3 months of training is enough to increase significant the power of the muscles or endurance of the inspiratory muscles. And going to the first question, how it can support physiologically the other groups of muscles. So that's what I wanted to say, that if our muscles, inspiratory muscles, will be more efficient, they will be consuming less oxygen during work, and as we have seen, it is few thousand times a day they are moving to do the breathing, to do the maneuvers of breathing. So if they will be working more efficient, so they will be using less oxygen, so it can be distributed to the other directions. So we will not feel the fatigue of our muscles. Our breathing will be easier, and the movement of the chest will be bigger, will be stretched, will be more stretched during inspiration. So we can inhale more air to our lungs, so that the exchange of the oxygen in our lungs can be also more efficient, and we can deliver more oxygen to our working muscles, other ones that are more involved in the proper movement that we are using. I hope that gives some idea how it can support other part of the muscles or our body to perform better.
Okay, is it enough, Ade?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And
Thank you
then
for question.
Cristianto, are you there? Are you there, Cristianto? No. And Alice Tianto. Alice Tianto, you can asking. Alice Tianto. Cristianto. Or maybe anyone want to asking. Okay, Alice Tianto. Okay, still Azan in here, already Asar time. And okay, I will maybe translate to you. He asking about, it is the device can use any age. So in young kids, in adults, or in the adult can use the device inspiratory muscle training. And then just that.
Okay, so as I were answering to David Sinaga, that inspiratory muscle training can be used for every type of age, every kind of age, but probably in youngsters, in children, we need to adjust the piece which comes to the mouth to be a good size, as well in elderly people also, we need to adjust to the volume of our mouth to be able to put it in our mouth. And also, when I'm thinking about children, not everyone like to clip the nose and start to breathe in only by mouth. So just to be sure that that the children is capable, or it's possible for him or her to properly do the maneuvers of breathing. So that could be only one problem, but it can be used in all age groups, just only to adjust the piece which is coming to the mouth.
It have a minimum age, like in spirometer, they have minimum age is 6 years old. How about the power bit? Have minimum age can use the device?
Yeah, but still, in spirometry, that's the problem to do properly the maneuvers. So it can be a different age, but probably you will not use it in the newborns for sure. But if the children is able to do properly the maneuvers, okay, it will be possible to do the training. But yeah, we need still have in mind or just wonder if it's necessary for that young children just to support already the inspiratory muscles, if any other exercises or drills will support it as well. So yeah, that's the idea.
Okay, that's good. And how about if there is no device of that? This is have a manual, so we can use as simple with our, how to say, without that device, we can try training the inspiratory muscle. The device, or just use the device.
So device give us an support to properly adjust resistance. But for example, there are some easy exercises that can support our respiratory muscles. You can use few straws and try to breathe by straws, which will be harder. So if you are inspired by one straw or two straw or three straw, yeah, it can be also to increase the resistance of our breathing, because the size of the hole in the straw will resist to breathe properly. So yeah, you can use it just in general, some breathing exercises to increase the muscles. But device give you an opportunity to do it in a control environment, to give same adjustable resistance, and to do it properly as in training in gym. So you are using percent of maximal repetition, or you use 60 kilos for that exercise, and yeah, it gives you the same outcome. And yeah, same is in here. So you need to, if you would like to do it properly and have some opportunity to control the environment, to have some good outcomes, yeah, it will be better. But yeah, still you can use, or you can do some other exercise drills to support your
precise,
muscle.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And Cristianto, it's your time to asking.
Yeah. So if I would like to ask you to last question, because
Okay, last
I
question.
need to move forward. So because
Okay.
I have some research in our lab, and yeah, I need to go further. So last question, please. And if you have any others, so please just write me.
Just the last question, right? Just
yes,
one.
please.
Yeah, the last question. Please raise your hand. Cristianto, you already raise your hand, but you're not so up. Or maybe the others. Bu Setio Badai Tangklep. Okay. Or maybe the others want to asking something. The last question. Or maybe too difficult to asking. And in here have a Chin Yen Wang, have a Jens A. Burger, also Elahe Emini from Nifisa 9. Welcome.
Yeah. Hi guys, nice to have you here. Hope to see you maybe soon after COVID. So yeah.
Okay. No
So if you don't,
more question.
no questions. So once again, thank you very much. Thank you for spending with me this 1 hour or 1 hour and something. I hope you will give some ideas how to use inspiratory muscle training, how to use in your practice, how to use it in your research, how to use it with your athletes, coaches. And yeah, if you have any other question, so please write me an email, or just give it to the Professor Sri Sumartiningsih.
I'm not yet professor. Not yet.
She will forward me the question. I will try to do my best to answer that. And thank you for having me. And Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Michal. This is very interesting topic, and maybe we will have collaboration with you about exercise physiology. And
Yeah.
actually, this is so many want to asking, but maybe they're so shy to asking, and your time is limit. So see you.
Yeah. See you soon.
See you soon, and hope we can have cooperation near future.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and yeah, have a nice afternoon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mister. Thank you. See you
Thank you.
next time.
Mister. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
I love
Good
you.
afternoon.
Thank you.
Are you good? Thank you, Mr. Michael.
Oh.
See you. See you
Selamat
next time.
berpuasa.
Thank you, Mister.
Thank you, Mister.
Wait a minute. Jangan keluar dulu, akan saya bagikan link untuk sertifikatnya ya.
Thank you, Mister. Don't forget to
Desa,
subscribe.
tolong jangan keluar dulu, akan saya bagikan sertifikat dan link kuesioner. Jadi tolong diisi dulu kuesionernya. Setelah itu di terakhir dari kuesioner ada link kuesioner. Halo, ada yang dengar? Kalian lihat di chatroom. Di chatroom ada link kuesioner. Tolong diisi. Salah satu kuesionernya itu kalian respon. Yang exercise physiology bisa direspon. Salah satu sarannya nanti apa? Setelah itu diisi juga sertifikatnya. Sertifikat akan langsung
Nggak jelas, Mbak Titin.
jelas
Nggak
ya?
jelas.
Jelas, Bapak?
Ya,
Nggak
sangat jelas, Bu.
suaranya.
Jelas, Bu.
Ah, suara saya
Suaranya tidak jelas.
Suaranya banyak suara.
Suaranya putus.
mohon maaf, mungkin di sini lagi ada gangguan. Halo?
Halo?
Suaranya jelas nggak?
Jelas.
Oke. Di chat itu saya kirimkan link kuesioner. Yang di belakang link kuesioner nanti ada sekaligus link untuk sertifikat. Mohon diisi dan nanti untuk sertifikat akan langsung dikirim email. Itu ya.
Ye, Bu, ye.
Saya kira itu dulu. Terima kasih atas adanya. Dan ini masih bertahan banyak dari 300 yang mendaftar, yang hadir 240, dan yang masih sisa di sini tadi ada 200-an orang. Terima kasih. Semoga ilmunya yang tadi kita pelajari bermanfaat dan bisa digunakan pada masukan yang datang. Dan semoga juga di Indonesia majunya sport science, exercise physiology, lebih maju daripada sebelumnya. Dan matur suwun sangat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke. Masih perlu link sertifikat enggak? Ya, kirimkan linknya lagi. Oke, saya kirim sertifikat. Linknya nggak bisa dibuka. Tadi saya barusan nyoba, bisa dibuka. Mau coba lagi ya.
Bisa Bu, bisa Bu.
Bisa dibuka di sini. Mungkin kalau nggak bisa sinyalnya lagi putus-putus. Lagi putus nyambung sinyalnya. Oke. Masih bisa linknya? Pak Cahyo, seru sekali Pak Cahyo misinya. Oke, monggo.
Boten jelas suaranya dan kesulitan untuk membuka ini.
Masih kesulitan?
Ya, ini saya kirim BA jenengan.
Oke, saya
Kirim BA jenengan ya.
Iya. Ade, oke, Ade bagus, bisa. Di sana bisa. Kuesionernya bisa dibuka Ade. Ade ini ada di Thailand Pak Cahyo sekarang.
Oh ya.
Di Langkon University.
Iya.
Ya mungkin nanti akan S3 lagi di sana.
Wah, sip.
Ya.
Ada penerusnya.
Ya.
Bisa Bu, bisa dibuka.
Bisa. Oke, Pak Sugiharto masih ngikutin bersama istrinya. Monggo Pak Sugiharto. Pak Dias, oke. Nanti kalau sudah isi kuesioner, kalian bisa masuk ke link sertifikat. Nanti sertifikat akan langsung ke email ya. Jadi tulis namanya yang betul. Oke, Rizky sudah, Wisnu sudah, oke. Jadi, mohon nanti yang tentang penjelasan dari Michal, kalau jelas disampaikan, kalau kurang jelas kekurangnya di mana, terus disampaikan. Pak Adrian, ini dari Maluku, jauh-jauh, Pak Adrian James. Pak James, Adrian, bisa ngisi linknya Pak Adrian? Pak Adrian, I'm not hear you. Bisa di-mute?
Oke.
Bisa?
Jelas Mbak Tin? Bisa diisi Mbak.
Ya, dari Maluku ya. Tadi juga ada yang dari Jayapura tadi ya. Rif'i, dari siapa? Rif'i. Siapa tadi yang dari Jayapura tadi? Oh. Irwansyah bisa? Mudeng Irwansyah? Is it enough?
Mudeng dikit-dikit, Bu.
Nanti 7 kali keliling dulu ya.
Iya.
Mana Putri, oke? Oke. Adi Wijayanto. Nggak ada yang kesulitan lagi ya. Ini juga ada Pak Dias Fajar, ini juga beliau pengampu exercise fisiologi. Nanti kalau ada yang teman-temannya belum bisa masuk di Zoom, bisa buka di live YouTube dan dibuka linknya. Jangan lupa subscribe biar link UNES-nya semakin banyak.
Promosi.
Yang subscribe. Oh, it's okay, mesti promosi. Biar UNES jaya katanya. Oke.
Siap, terima kasih Bu Titin.
Oke, bisa Pak Dias. Matur suwun Pak Dias. Bu Mega, bisa Bu Mega? Oke. Sampun. Oh, ada Tova lagi. Ini mahasiswa sayangan.
Hadir, Bu.
Bagus.
Masih hidup, Bu. Masih hidup ya. Ini lagi mengisi kuesioner.
Ya, silahkan diisi. Ada Pak Bambang Priyono, ini masih muter-muter. Oke. Monggo, saya masih setia. Masih setia menunggu untuk diisi kuesionernya. Ini diingat yang daftar 300-an, yang masuk 240-an. Semoga sertifikatnya enggak sebanyak kemarin. Ada Pak Jusak juga ya. Semoga Pak Jusak. Yang kemarin kita kegiatan yang daftar 313, yang isi kuesioner 312, yang dapat sertifikat 458. Tolong nanti untuk link sertifikat jangan dibagikan ke sembarang orang, ya. Hanya yang ada di sini yang ikut. Saya minta tolong lagi dihimbau untuk tidak membagikan link ke sembarang orang yang tidak ikut. Jangan sampai kemarin yang daftar 313.
Ada di sini untuk kuesioner kan?
Ya.
Halo. Dino.
Dari Maluku kayaknya banyak yang ikut Mbak Tin.
Ada berapa orang?
Ada Pak Yus, saya, Pak John,
Mm-mm.
ada Pak Wem.
Mhm.
Nggak tahu yang lain, yang saya kenal cuma 4 orang. Yang kita di iPhone.
Oke, sini ya.
Siap.
Share.
Makasih Mbak Tin.
Kita share aja kalau ada seperti ini, share informasi, di-share aja. Karena ilmu semoga bisa bermanfaat untuk perkembangan fisiologi olahraga khususnya di Indonesia. Dan yang sayangnya di kita yang kurang di alat-alatnya. Oh, Pak Nanang. Ya, Pak Nanang, monggo terima kasih sudah ikut hadir. Jangan lupa diisi, Pak, untuk dapat sertifikatnya. Ya, monggo kalau mau yang live silahkan. Jadi ini dikasih waktunya 2 jam ya Pak ya? Pak Mus, jadi sampai jam 4 atau 3.30 Pak?
Mbak Tin, saya dari Ambon pamit ya.
Enggak boleh. Ya mungkin dari Ambon bisa di-share di sana gimana kegiatan fisiologi olahraganya.
Kami di sini baru lagi buat, itu ada Pak Yus tuh, lagi sementara penjajakan untuk jurnal olahraga, namanya Jargaria Sprint, Science, Sport, and Health. Sementara penjajakan artikel dan review, Mbak.
Okay.
Untuk yang keras-kerasnya belum. Soalnya Ambon lagi zona merah, Mbak.
Ya, kita semua lagi zona merah di sini ya.
Di Ambon soalnya kota kecil, jadi memang agak-agak repot, Batin.
Oke.
Kami sangat nggak bisa sembarangan keluar rumah. Laporan selesai.
Oke, copy. Semoga sehat terus ya Pak. Semoga
amin,
sehat
Mbak Tin.
dalam lindungan Allah SWT.
Amin. Semarang juga Mbak Tin, semua teman-teman sana ya.
Ya, dan semoga yang ikut tadi semua sehat semua. Monggo yang sudah terima.
Kami semua.
Kami sertifikatnya alhamdulillah sudah tercetak. Terima kasih, kami tunggu kembali kegiatan berikutnya. Dr. Adrian James.
Siap.
Salam kenal, see you next time.
Salam kenal, salam olahraga untuk semua.
Jaya.
Oke. Ini ada yang mau izin gabung tapi sudah selesai. Sudah selesai. Ini. Ya. SPD Core. Oke. Halo, Assalamualaikum. Onje, pripun Mbak Meni, gimana kabarnya? Sehat? Dalam? Nggih, pengene ngoten lah niki tasih sibuk niki, tasih online, ngajar online, mungkin menawi sampun apa namanya? Wis rada tenggang tak kesana nggih. Sampai jam berapa, Cik Aldi? Buat apa? Wes buat yang lainnya dulu. Yang lainnya dulu. Udah ada belum? Kalau yang lainnya udah cukup, nggak apa-apa. Saya kasih turahan aja. Yang penting semuanya sehat. Alhamdulillah. Panjenengan juga nggih, sehat ya. Rabu, oh ya, Rabu saya nggak ngajar. Sip. Insya Allah. Mengke, insya Allah nggih, Mbak. Aduh, nggak berani berjanji. Saya usahain. Saya usahakan. Ya, siap laksanakan, usahakan. Sami-sami. Sehat terus ya Mbak Meni. Sehat sedanten untuk anak-anak difabel Jawa Tengah, Semarang, sehat semua. Nggih. Ayo senam lagi. Oh, nganu gimana kalau senamnya via online aja? Nggih. Oke, nanti untuk anak-anak difabel. Nggih, matur suwun sangat. Insya Allah. Nggih. Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Silahkan diisi kuesionernya. Tadi suara saya masuk ya? Maaf, lupa enggak tak mute. Nyun pangapunten, Ji. Vianya masih tidur.
Titin.
Ya.
Titin.
Ye.
Nomor WA itu apa?
Nomor WhatsApp.
WhatsApp saya.
Ye, nomor WhatsApp.
Kok raiso yo?
Diisi aja 08 berapa? 081 bla bla bla.
Nggih.
Dia diisi mawon. Nomor WhatsApp-nya.
Ya.
Nomor jenengan pinten diisi di situ.
Nggih.
Ye, monggo. Ini Mas Krisdianto kok pamit belum tadi belum ngomong, belum tahu wajahnya kayak apa udah pamitan nih. Nggih. Monggo. Sakit Pak Cahyo?
Belum ya, Mbak?